Hello, everybody. How is it going tonight? Welcome. Let me. I don't know. I feel like I might be a little low. Well, that I just knocked about everything. I don't know if you heard that. I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. well, for all of those, obviously, I made sure to schedule the stream because I like very without much prior notice because I within 1 hour I literally scheduled this like 1 hour beforehand. I already got a good friend DMing me like all his lore or whatever. But essentially, like, if you for those that don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about this video reacting to my video, which is Pokemon is Dead is my original video, and then scrolling down here, the internet thinks Pokemon is dead because of Legend ZA. So I am very interested to see what this is all about because obviously this is a very inflammatory title. So I understand some people may have some reservations with my framing of everything, but I just like point out like he did react to this like 4 weeks ago. That is quite a long time. I literally just discovered this like last night, and the reason the way I discovered it was pretty funny because I essentially was working on the second channel, which for those that don't know about the second channel, mods wrenches, can somebody link the second channel? Essentially, it's where I take my live stream clips and I'll be putting it here. So in the case that you like miss a live stream, or obviously this is kind of for a different audience than the people who watch the live streams, but it actually is doing pretty well. It is doing pretty well, and also I have clips scheduled all the way like in the upcoming week. So essentially, you guys are wanna gonna subscribe to this. Also, I am currently on track to get this monetized. I just need like a few, like 1,000 more watch hours, and it should be all monetized, which I should be able to get that by the end of this month, if not next month. But I like expect videos coming out every single day for the next week, and I mean every single day. So, and I just like to yeah, before we get started, I just like to think this is obviously like nothing personal. Like I just saw this video. I just saw this video. I don't know. I'm not. I did kind of pre-watch it, like to skim through it just to make sure, like, oh, is this actually going to be entertaining? And it is a reaction video, so take of that what you will. So obviously, we're gonna basically be watching my video and his video at the same time. It's a reactception, if you will. Uh, yeah, but I hope you guys all enjoy. And also I just like to shout out Dr. Coelho Cafello for making for ma or not making but editing this Pokemon is Dead video. He previously was my editor. He is not my editor currently. Obviously, life stuff gets in the way. I'm working with a new editor nowadays, but yeah, shout out to him. And if you like Pokemon and like yokai, he talks about yokai. I watch it a lot. Go go check him out. I recommend his stuff if you're into Pokemon and monster catching RPGs in general. But let's get straight into it.
Okay, so I've seen this video blow up alongside like my videos recently, and this video was uploaded 5 days ago. Now, when I first saw it, it was at like 2,000 views, and then I just forgot about it, and then it came up.
So it's like, okay, yeah. So now it's close to 20K in his screenshot. I'm pretty sure it's like at 24. Yeah, it's at 24. Because the funny thing is when the that Pokemon developers video, it like blew up. It blew up. That's like 45K views. I'm pretty like there was like a trickle down effect to Pokemon is Dead, so that got it like easily like 4,000 more views. So, whatever that says about that. But yeah, okay. That's just a tangent. That's just a tangent. Sacred Almighty is a known name. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean he has like what? Oh yeah, over 200,000 views. So I'm assuming he's not. He's like I don't know. He's somebody. I'm assuming he's somewhat relevant.
Again, it got recommended to me again at like I think like right now like 19K. When a video like this comes out, you got to check it out because you never know what type of videos these videos are going to be, because Pokemon is dead is just such a crazy statement, and I want to know where this is gonna go now.
Yeah, that is kind of, I mean, it's a very poignant title.
In the comment section below, let me know how you guys feel about this. We're gonna watch the full thing. It's like 10 minutes, you know.
Oh, what, dude? Dude, the idea of going to someone else's comment section to that's talking about your video.
Miss out on nothing, right? Leave a like on the video, but then in the description section below, leave a like on this video specifically, and then obviously go in the comments, support, say what you got to say if you want to go and talk to the actual creator. Do you know, talk where you want to talk or whatever. But also, if you're interested, we're doing a Pokemon Legends ZA playthrough early over here on SacredAlmighty.com and for YouTube
early
as well.
You got the game early?
So be sure to look, you know, click the join button or click the link in the description section below. Be sure to subscribe for some more Pokemon content and also the merchandise. But hey,
wait, hold. Stock in chat saying Mizkif suing OTK crew. Crazy to break right before. Dude, we might have to go over that. We might have after this. We'll go over that after this.
Did you know we're also doing a humongous everything must go sale where you can get every single last one of my merchandise for 45% off from now until
that's generous. That is generous. But perhaps I should plug my merch. Where is my merch link? Wait. So okay, on the main channel, there's my merch link. There we go. Well, I don't particularly have a good discount unless you're a member. You get discounts if you're a member, and that took a long time to load. But yeah, I just so for those that don't follow me on Twitter, I am kind of infamous on Twitter for posting a certain GIF a lot. That is from a Disney show, so I'm not sure. Would I be able to make that merch? Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should draw me dropping a mug, because that's what's depicted. It's from the show Dinosaurs. Maybe I need to draw myself dropping the mug. You know what? That's what I gotta do.
October 19th, you can get whatever you see on the screen and more for 45% off your entire order using code RETRO45. A lot of these designs were put on really old and kind of low quality merchandise blanks, and so of course I decided to put these on newer blanks.
Damn, he's calling his merchandise low quality blanks. That's not how you sell it.
Those who weren't able to get them when they came out originally, and those who want to re-up can get a chance to get some merchandise.
Do you think this offer is still going? Do you think it's still going?
As well. This is my biggest sale yet, so please take advantage.
I'm being an ethical reactor by reacting to like his plug too.
Of this if you guys weren't able to get it when they came out. But anyway, let's get back into the video. But anyway, enough promos out the way. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Pokemon is dead. Yokai, why?
Wait, okay. Oh yeah, shout out to my editor's edits right here. You can't see, I am blocking him, but you can see like the old Rage comic stuff.
Where do you keep getting all this stuff?
Never you mind, Pops.
Where did Pokemon go wrong? Many people will give you different answers. Some would say Gen 7, when some would say Gen 8. Some would say when Game Freak switched to 3D models. And to be fair, it is kind of hard to so my take, let me just get disagree with that. When Gen 5 is so peak, everything has just been downhill from there.
Okay.
All right, so now he has something to say.
Hey, but I want people to
I'll clarify my take from what I say since we're in a live stream.
Understand, Pokemon Generation 5 is peak in hindsight. I think there's a video created.
I mean, I don't think you can. I mean, obviously, like implying something peaked, right? It means like you scaled the whole mountain essentially. Like saying that Pokemon Generation 5 is peak, yes, like we can say that nowadays because the games after it has not lived up to it. But obviously when you're living in it, you don't know that it's gonna go down, right? Like for all we know, that Pokemon X and Y or whatever the first 3DS games were gonna be, these like hypothetical perfect games, like, you know, they could have been like even better, you know? But that was not the case.
By Turtle Bro, where it was like, oh, how Black and White and Black and White 2 were made. They're two separate videos, but they're videos basically talking about like the development of Black and White and Black and White 2. And those games, I think it's safe to say, were the last time Game Freak actually tried. But at the same time, I think it's low key the last time they were rewarded the luxury of time with these games, because these games came out, they reused a whole bunch of assets, and they just made really, really good games. Like if you saw the development,
they reused a whole bunch of I guess I'm not familiar with that video because I don't like I really am not, so I don't know about the development. But obviously assets would be reused from the first game and a sequel, right? Especially like a lot of the map is the same, which they expanded the map quite a bit. But also, right, they did not need to make sequels for Black and White. They could have just done a third version like they did basically every other time before. So I don't like obviously like they did not need to make sequels for Black and White. Like there was no incentive to, really.
a whole bunch of assets, and they just made really, really good games. Like if you saw the development of this game specifically and Generation and Black and White 2, then you would see like, dog, they went crazy for these games. And especially with like how the Terra leak happened earlier this year, like you can see that these games are like the last time they were awarded the time and the luck and the creative freedom that like they're just.
Hold up. Sir Yeetus in chat says last good Pokemon game was Emerald, in my opinion.
Not able to get away with now, unfortunately. So I think it's safe to say that, like, you know, it is what it is. But I do think that Black and White 1 and Black and White 2, they're peak in hindsight. I remember when these games first came out, people liked them, but then out of nowhere they switched on them, and they did not like the Pokédex.
Yeah, people didn't like the new Pokemon. The Garbodor lay bad.
They hated the anime.
I really can't blame you if you hate the anime. Like, I mean, to be fair, the Pokemon Generation 5, the Best Wishes anime, it is up against like the two worst animes that you do not want to be up against, or I should say the best Pokemon anime, right? Diamond, Pearl, and X, which I'm pretty sure in this video I do briefly mention the anime. But like I'm not talking about the anime for the vast majority of this video. It's specifically about this, the games.
Didn't like the spin-off titles. People shitted on Generation 5 really early in its lifespan, which is kind of weird to me because I was just like, I thought we liked this game. Generation 5 is actually what got me back into Pokemon. There was a time where I was like too cool for Pokemon, and I was just like, this is a kid's game. And I came back during like the tail end of Black and White 2's lifespan. And I was just like, oh, these games are dope. What the hell? And it's like, oh yeah, people don't like these games. What do you mean people don't like these games? I just know that like in hindsight, people like these games because these were like the last time visually you can tell that Pokemon has like tried, but then they've also been rewarded the luxury of time for the development for these games. And
dude, I fear for the idea of Pokemon Black and White remakes. Because I know like they're not gonna, unless they literally get like Square Enix HD 2D art style, it's not gonna work.
Plus, seeing as they were like reusing assets, it was easy to go from one good game to another good game and just have ideas that we had and that be it,
So it was like, is he implying or alluding to Black and White reusing assets from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver? I'm genuinely curious about this. I don't know. I might need a back. I probably won't watch whatever video he's referencing on stream, but I might watch it my own time.
But I do think that like when they went to 3D is when trouble started to arise, especially with how big and successful X and Y were.
Never in my life have I seen people so excited for such slop. Nowadays, I do try to keep up. I was being a little on the nose there. Bit of a distance from Pokemon. I was only mildly interested in Pokemon Legends ZA. It was essentially the third game that we never got all the way back in 2015. In tandem, I actually kind of enjoyed Pokemon Legends Arceus, even if it did look worse than a Roblox game. You could have told me the entire world was made out of Play-Doh and I would have believed you. But the game is good and fun. And, he's not falling for it. I literally said, like, I said this game looked like Play-Doh. And it was unique. It had the open world.
I liked it.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came in like literally the same year and just co-opted that. Genuinely, what were they thinking? Why did Legends Arceus come out mere? I said the thing AVGN says. Months after the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then the same year Scarlet and Violet came out. Couldn't you have just delayed Arceus and then Scarlet and Violet so they could be better games? And you would probably give each game more time to breathe. Pokemon, yeah, because what there wasn't, yeah, no Pokemon game came out in 2023 or 4, right? If I'm not mistaken, which that's pretty obviously there was DLC for Scarlet and Violet, so I'm assuming that came out throughout 2023. But that is fairly unusual for like a 2-year break. But you know, the DLC kind of muddies the waters there. Legends Arceus could have had a whole year of relevancy until we got Scarlet and Violet, but no. I can't believe there is genuinely a debate that Legends Arceus was a spin-off or not. Like, it introduced new forms of Pokemon.
Okay, listen to me. I hate people in the comment section, bro. Pokemon.
See, he's a Pokemon YouTuber, so I guarantee you he is like more ingrained into this debate than I am. So he has to see his own comments debate about this like day in and day out.
Legends is a mainline Pokemon title. It's a mainline Pokemon title, y'all. It's a mainline Pokemon title.
I mean, he's
I
right.
don't give a damn about the format of Pokemon. I don't care about the age gym badges. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. The company.
he's been in the trenches about this for like what 3 years now. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Pokemon Legends Arceus came out like over 3 years because it was what, late January 2022. Oh my goodness. I'm old. Wispy beard.
Said it's a mainline title. I don't give a fuck about how you feel. It's just not what I'm used to. Who gives a fuck? The company itself said it's a main series title. The forms from said games make it to the Pokedex.
You know, I feel like the fact that that's a debate is probably because, right, the Pokemon formula has gotten so stale and all the games are so samey, right? That's like there's the gym badges or equivalent to the gym badges in Alola's case, which it's basically the kind of the same difference there. And obviously you're a trainer who's roughly between the ages of like 10 and 16, right? Like, oh, you're getting your very first Pokemon, and then obviously Evil Team. You know how the Pokemon games go. If you played one of them, you play them all. So that's why, because this was a break from that formula. That's where that debate comes from. Because there was a pattern that was established that was not continued here. I mean, not to mention, it doesn't help that they kind of was it this one they also had abilities removed? Because I know Legends Arceus didn't have all the bells and whistles of the normal battling system, but also Pokemon, not Legends Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. That also like removed a lot of the battling elements to it.
The introduction or the features in Legends Arceus have been put into Scarlet and Violet. Not all of them, but they have. It's a mainline game. I be having to repeat that to people, and it's just be like, bro, what do y'all be talking about, bro? What's going on? But anyway, as I was,
dude, like. See, I'm here in the middle. I'm here in the middle. Like, to my left, there's the Pokemon players. To my right, there's the Power World players. I just have to be like, nah, both your games. I don't ride with either of you.
Damn.
Now we're seeing the new Legends title literally be the next mainline entry.
Turn this up, please.
It's literally being pushed. Thank you. This is your reason to buy a Switch 2, even if it's available on the first Switch. See, in this game, this brand new, supposedly the bundle with the Switch 2 with this game is actually doing quite well, which is really funny. Game in 2025, you get to actually see textures and reflections and a somewhat solid render distance. Is there actually reflections in the new Pokemon? I'm pretty sure I recorded this like well before the game came out. And I'm pretty sure the video Pokemon is Dead came out well before. I learned like the whole inspiration behind this video is it came out after my Nintendo's Milking You Dry video. Somebody commented about how the mega forms were exclusive to the online, like some online mode, right? Which obviously requires a subscription, which $20 a year, that's a nothing burger. But still, the idea that you have to play online to to even get like 3 mega forms in like a competitive mode, right? That, and also like some of the dialogue. As underpowered the Switch may be, I don't see how it's possible that you have Pokemon Legends Arceus on the same console of Breath of the Wild. My hype was very tepid going into.
You know, what I like about these type of like videos is that a lot of people
this. I feel like he's probably heard these all before.
Go back to Breath of the Wild, and you know, it's funny because
I mean, that is like one of the most popular Switch games. That is, and that came out literally right besides the Switch, right? Like you cannot separate. I mean, you kind of can if you play on the Wii U, but like the Switch and Breath of the Wild came hand in hand, right? You would not be seeing frankly, Pokemon probably would still been releasing games on the 3DS up until like 2023 if it wasn't for the Switch's success.
Yes, Breath of the Wild looks great and Breath of the Wild is amazing. But I don't think people remember how like the weird moments where there were frame drops in Breath of the Wild 1 and then like Tears of the Kingdom to follow. Like there were.
Tears of the Kingdom was much worse when it came to performance, but it is a miracle that it even runs on the first Switch. The Breath of the Wild, I really only remember frame drops in the forest, right? And in the forest, it's really bad.
Issues with those games. Now, albeit were they big to where like you were falling through the map? No. But I do remember like there were frame rate issues, especially when like the wind was like when you were like in the field and the wind was blowing. You saw like the grass will like randomly slow down. You like slow down mid walking. Like I do, but
I mean, as far as I'm aware, I never fell through the world. Or obviously in Breath of the Wild, in Tears of the Kingdom, that's literally a mechanic. You're not glitching through the world.
Breath of the Wild should be the standard for a lot of these open world games, but I would also say, why not Xenoblade Chronicles as a better statement on what's fire or not? Because the Switch is
okay. I mean, like obviously, I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch. I do need to. Frankly, I'm kind of waiting for a Switch 2 update, so like they'll have better like performance essentially. It's basically like more people have played Breath of the Wild than Xenoblade, right? Both both Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, they're in the top 10 most sold Switch games, right? Right alongside Pokemon. Okay? Which are so more people are familiar with Breath of the Wild, so the comparison hits home more, right? I would probably have to show some gameplay, like extended gameplay of Xenoblade for you all to even know what I mean, because Zelda's just more popular than Xenoblade, right? It's an easier example to make that will resonate with more of the audience. That's basically which Xenoblade is another good example though. But like even at the very beginning of my own video, right? My editor, he put in like a comparison to a different game. Like I think it was a Digimon game.
Seen what 2 Xenoblade games or 3 Xenoblade games, and they all run well. They all look amazing. They all but that's just Monolith Soft just being amazing and just being flawless of a company. Or a dev team, that's just Monolith Soft's, whatever. But I do think people like forget how like weird, how like I guess because
I mean there has been like many calls to just for Monolith Soft to just like straight up make the Pokemon games instead of Game Freak. I've remembered hearing that for quite a while.
There wasn't that many instances where the frame drops would happen in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that it's like it's forgivable. But I think that, I think we're being disingenuous because these games are like the first games to come out. They have an updated version of those games that just are better. And at the same time, it's like there are better games that are open world that run better than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So it's like, I don't know. I like that we're using Breath of the Wild consistently, but I think that there are other games to prove the point more. You know what I'm saying?
Pokemon Legends ZA, but from seeing some more of the game that was announced in the beginning of 2024, mind you, yeah, I think I might give this a whole pass. My interest really started waning when I saw that one cutscene that had camera movement so stiff I've seen source filmmaker YouTube videos that looked better. Not to mention the animations. Do you remember the Sword and Shield animations? The legendary Pokemon?
No.
All right, we got a super chat from Kite and Chaz. Says, Manic roast me for being slow with my video. All right, guys, we're gonna roast Chaz, okay? All right, Chaz, we know he's slow. See, he's as slow as his video as his brain is, bro. Okay, let's see. I'm going through the DMs. When did we first discuss you doing that one video? Let's see. Let's see. When did we first discuss? Because when did my I'm assuming it was probably after my so it was within the past 2 weeks, just about. Yeah, two weeks ago. Right? What have you been doing for these 2 weeks? What have you been doing? Hold on. I have a perfect comparison.
Today, here's how it works. If you contribute 20 bucks, you get to select a Pokemon which you would like to name permanently. Change nickname. How do I go back?
This is a great way to monetize your audience.
I don't know the buttons on out of a controller for Nintendo. I'm so used to playing. Oh my god, I can't do this. I keep hitting the wrong buttons.
Bro's having trouble typing.
I can't stop hitting the wrong buttons on this controller. Now I'm changing Ekid's name for some reason. No. All right, we got Machu Picchu in the party. That was way too difficult. Jade was asking if he could name the Ghastly, but Jade, it's only fair. Since it's 20 bucks to name a Pokemon that you know, it would have to be a $20 contribution.
You can just rename your Pokemon now whenever. You don't even need to go to anyone special.
It again. I can't stop. Try making this a little entertaining. All right, watch this. Hey, look, everyone. Look at Kick Chat right now. You see what's going on? You see how I just banned that fucking schlub? That freaking bum? Yeah, that's entertaining, isn't it? Great entertainment. Okay, let's continue.
Called out, man. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm talking about the animations, the high quality animations of Pokemon. An 80 spin.
Yo, the damage that Distant Kingdom did to this community is hilarious. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that like some of his critiques weren't wrong. It just the nigga's weird. My fault. That's sending shots. My fault.
Huh?
He got like a foot fetish. He like, I don't know. It's kind of, listen, I don't.
Bro, don't judge. What does that? Okay, I didn't even mention Distant Kingdom. Oh, okay. Now that I see it in the bottom left of the video, I don't think you can see it. In the bottom left of the video, there is a Distant Kingdom watermark, which my editor put there. So you know what? Maybe he's not completely off base mentioning Distant Kingdom, but well, I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but the animation. Wait, so what Distant Kingdom drama? Genuinely, what happened? I don't know. I feel like this one video is kind of bigger than like the one guy. Well,
Fetish. He like, I don't know. It's kind of, listen, I don't.
Well, I hate to be the breaker of bad. Okay. I feel like that just brings more questions than answers. What's the Distant Kingdom drama? Bad news, but Distant Kingdom got demoralized into liking Gen 9. What? Okay, wait. I need a. Are we about to pull up Distant Kingdom? Let's see. What content is he making? Nah, that's not Distant Kingdom. Because I remember he was really batting for what is it? Not Power World. It was like the Power World for what was it? Oh, he hasn't really posted all too much lately. Temtem, that's what it was called. Yeah, does anybody remember Temtem? So he just straight up like, okay, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I wonder what he thinks of Pokemon Legends Arceus. I feel like he just, okay, this is just normal Pokemon content. Yeah, this is one step forward, three steps back. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay, Pokemon fatigue. Okay, I don't. A review of Pokemon Legends Arceus. A decent Pokemon adventure. I'd call it a decent Pokemon adventure. I'd say it's probably the best. I'd say it's definitely the best one since Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I would say I beat Pokemon Scarlet, and these are my thoughts. Spoiler free. Okay, we may have to check that out early. But this isn't about Distant Kingdom. This is about this guy. But the animations are no drama. He just like when was it like a Chugga Conroy situation where he's like DMing people, sending them shoes, or did he just say that on a live stream? Does he have the shame? They have had 6. Wait, oh, dude, you guys. He modded barefoot female characters into his Pokemon game. Is it? Wait, so now you're telling me he made his own Pokemon fan games? Years since Sword and Shield, and they have not even learned how to properly animate cutscenes. Also, just around the same time, we got to see a bit of the dialogue, and we had to hear Zoomer speak, such as Riz in a Pokemon game. Because the first thing I want to think about in a JRPG is common Zoomer lingo brain rot shit. I thought of wait, that's what he has a problem with.
I don't know. I feel like that.
I mean, okay. Well, what are the examples I put on? One more W should get you up to 1,000 points. Here's a potion in case you need it. In return, I want to see you. Okay, in the audio, I said Riz, but I don't think, I'm not even sure if Riz is in it. That was just like a catch-all example. Common. I remember my, I'm pretty sure my editor did kind of catch that. Zoomer lingo brain rot shit. I thought of
I don't know. I feel like that's weird. I feel like Pokemon as a franchise being geared towards children, you know, I hate to say it, the kids of today are the kids that are saying these things. Like you know, one more W. Like you, the teens and the kids are saying these things. Let's be honest.
They're saying these things now. They're saying this now, but we don't know if they're going to be saying this 5 years from now, right? That's the thing. Like like now it may sound like completely natural, but like just imagine Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? The trainers were saying "bruh" moment or something like that. You know, something completely like in the rear view mirror. That was the point.
It's like the adults are going to buy these games anyway. Who cares? This is to appeal to the younger audience. These are like younger audience things.
The adults are going to buy this anyway. Who cares? That I do not agree with that mindset. And also like what, you know, things can be for all ages, right? Something being for children is not an excuse for it to be bad, and is not an excuse for it to openly just alienate adults. Let's see. What is Pokemon? Let's see the Pokemon rating, right? Is it a Pokemon Legends ZA browse game? Let's see. Does it have it does not have an ESRB on it, does it not? About? Let's see. Yeah. Is there it's just okay, it's just literally not. Description from Wikipedia. Surely this will have the ESRB here. All right. Flashbang. Okay, is this how irrelevant ESRB? It doesn't even show up here, dude. Okay, yeah, I guess the ESRB is just irrelevant now. Genuinely, platforms Nintendo Switch 2. Is there like a link to buy the game in here in this article? I'm just gonna pull it up on the on another screen. Oh wow. Wow, genuinely, I can't even find the ESRB on YouTube or Wikipedia.
So
where was I?
To the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, the Breath of the Wild Tears. Oh, there we go. Okay, we found it. Oh, he's on this screen for a long time. Let's see. First thing I want to think about.
I don't know. I feel like that's weird. I feel like Pokemon as a franchise being geared towards children, you know, I hate to say it, the kids of today are the kids that are saying these things.
But okay, I think I caught myself. I was literally typing Legends Arceus when I meant Legends ZA, which I feel like that happens quite often for me. So if I'm saying Legends Arceus, I probably mean Legends ZA. But let's see, why is it in Portuguese? Whatever. Wait, Portugal doesn't have a okay. For some reason, I opened the Portuguese eShop. Right? Okay, dude, I'm dead ass. I'm not. Let me. For some reason, oh wait, is this? No, it has whatever the currency this is. Okay, it's L. What does L mean in Portugal? I'm assuming this is the equivalent of the ESRB. Fantasy violence, fantastic violence. That is a funny translation right there. Fantastic violence. Okay, let's.
You know, one more W. The teens and the kids are saying these things. Let's be honest. Like, the adults are gonna buy these games anyway. Who cares? This is to appeal to the younger audience. These are like younger audience things, and it's a modern, futuristic. Now, granted, is it a good futuristic? No. Is it a good modern? No. But
what is that supposed to mean? Good futuristic, good modern. I'm at a loss for words. What is that supposed to mean? Like I feel like it's their game. They made the game. They made the world. They could have made it a good futuristic, good modern. All they wanted. Okay, I think the best thing we're gonna get is probably this eShop page, which not eShop, GameStop, which says it's E10 plus, right? So if anything, right? When was the last Pokemon game that was rated E10 plus? That sounds I don't know. I assume Pokemon games usually just get Pokemon rated E, right? But the Legends Z is E10 plus. So why are we dumbing down the language for children like this?
But it's a modern setting of the world. You know what I'm saying? So, like, of course, it's gonna have modern slang and modern, like, you know, language and shit like that. I just feel like this is like an aged out conversation or aged out.
I'm aged. Is he calling me Unk? Is he calling me Unk status right now?
Comment. You know, it's just kind of like whatever. Like, the kid's making up some weird things. I'll be honest with you. I want you to know, I don't even know what the hell half the kids be saying, but I think that if they're gonna put them in a game, it's like, of course, like I think
I don't like. I feel like this is just hand waving away rather than explaining why this is actually like good to include.
We're gonna put them in a game that's geared towards children for the children.
Okay. By the way, Pokemon Legends Arceus is rated E, and the new ZA game is E10 plus. So, and obviously, I don't think they make the games like I'm not sure if they were striving to get an E10 plus rating, right? But it is different. Pokemon Sword and Shield rated E. Why is Pokemon Legends ZA rated E10 plus, and yet the language is being dumbed down like this, right? If anything, this would be a reason to make it more mature.
Makes sense to have that type of like, you know, that lingo, especially when, like, you know, nowadays most media has a whole bunch of kid stuff in it, unless it is geared towards like a more mature audience. Like, even now, like, there's YouTube channels that are like teaching the kids ABCs and stuff, but they're using rap beats over it, and they're just making rap songs out of like teaching them like moral values and lessons and shit. You have to get to the kids somehow in like these like modern times, because hey, this goes back to that one comment that Masuda made forever ago, back in like 2017 or 2018, where he...
Okay, you have to reach the children somehow. I don't think dialogue, if anything, right? Pokemon Sun and Moon had too much dialogue, right? And Pokemon Legends Arceus was a very slow start. Like, there was a lot of dialogue in that too. If anything, remove dialogue, right? Like, make it not mandatory. Make it so it's optional NPCs, right? Not like a slow slog of just like a bunch of boxes of text to go through, right? That's how you get to the children and like have them stay, right? And keep playing. I don't think having Cookin and W is going to like make it appeal to kids more. I think the awesome Pokemon designs is why children are playing Pokemon and have been for like almost, has it been 30 years almost? Ooh, it's been 30 years almost. Oh, oh. Wow, that is a long time. But yeah, it has captured a generation, right?
Was like kids of today aren't putting hundreds of hours into games no more. They're on their phones. They're making they're doing things that are like, you know, they're going for more self-serving things and they want things faster, cookie cutter, fast food like. And as much
I think the way you make kids want your thing more rather than the phone thing is to have it have it be distinguished, right? Obviously, like cinema, I feel like cinema is kind of on the downturn in terms of relevance, cultural relevance, and obviously that could be because of like shorts and all that stuff. Obviously, many people would say like, you know, the content that obviously streaming, right? That's a huge factor too. But obviously, some people say the movies nowadays just are kind of lacking, right? You know, like nowadays compared to say like 2007, 2008, 20 years ago, just about like there were so many movies that were so relevant for so long, yet no movie released this year is going to hold that same relevance, besides maybe K-pop Demon Hunters, but that wasn't even released in theaters. That was a Netflix thing.
is us, the player base that has grown with the series, don't want to admit it. I feel like we have to understand that the majority rules here. Your feelings are completely valid, of course.
Okay, so you're okay. Explain it. So, is it still majority children nowadays? Like it? Like are we being for real?
But like when the audience is kids and they are selling and they are buying these things, it's like, when are we gonna start just sounding like a broken, you know what I'm saying? Like it just I don't know. We gotta think around it. It's a lot more nuanced than just, oh, I don't.
And obviously, like if we looked at the literal Japanese like text of this, I highly doubt they're doing that to appeal to Japanese children. Which I'm assuming a higher percentage of Japanese children are playing Pokemon compared to American children. I mean, the ratio of children to adults in Japan is higher than in America. But I'm just gonna ask an AI, because why not? What are the age demographics that play Pokemon? I think that's pretty good question, right? Let's see, like what are the age breakdowns of Pokemon players?
See Zoomer talk in my franchise that's geared towards children who are the Zoomers of today. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's just.
Oh, okay. So from what Grok is telling me, let me make sure. Okay, I don't think anything. Yeah. So let's go through what Grok is telling me, right? At Grok, is this true? So it is saying so majority over 18, right? So, you know, according to AI, which obviously take this with a grain of salt, because obviously I feel like adults are more likely to answer a survey than children are. Multiple surveys and Nintendo data confirm most active players are adults or older teens. For instance, older data shows 78% Pokemon Go. Okay, Pokemon Go, we can discount that. Okay, peak demographics, average age around 26 to 32. Pokemon Go, nah. Okay, do you want this game? Okay, let's say only for Nintendo Switch games. Yeah, now do only Nintendo, because I think Pokemon Go would skew it way too older. Nintendo Switch Pokemon games. All right, I feel like we cannot include Pokemon Go and have like an accurate reading of this. Okay, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, Legends Arceus. Let's go. Track player base. Key trends: adults drive play / purchases. Nintendo data shows Switch players skew 20 plus. Peak at 22, 2025 largest group. Bulk 20 to 40. Pokemon follows Japanese 2025 survey pegs average age at 32. So even in Japan, older fans 2030s increase for Sun and Moon, pre-Switch, and continue. Okay, so yeah, so 6 to 12 Pokemon kids. So that's fairly small, under 13. Okay. And then 13, 17 around 15, 20%, 18, 24. So the Pokemon fan base is skewed older, right? Which I think that should have been expected for a franchise going for 30 years.
Just it's just not that, especially when
Oh yeah, and okay, Kite Chaz actually has a really good point too. Yeah, no, kids aren't spending $100 for this game and the DLC. I feel like teenagers and preteens maybe, right? Considering but that's considering how unrestricted their access is to online shopping.
like Black and White 1 and Black and White 2 were more like were more based in the US, and like that ass all of those characters were dressed like us at the time. It's like modern streetwear is a big thing. Most of those characters people love Hugh. And
Okay, there's a difference from like the clothing that Hugh wears and like literally just having like Balenciaga, like a literal like a crossover brand. Like, or like let's just say Gucci, right? Imagine if somebody was straight up wearing Gucci in a Pokemon game, right? Or Supreme, or like a literal brand, right? A like real life thing in the Pokemon game. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't think Hugh wearing his clothes is equivalent. Which I'll bring up an image of Hugh. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Here's an image of Hugh, and just tell me, like, is this at all the same to what I was talking about when it comes to like people saying one more W should get you this like money, or not Riz. I don't, Riz wasn't showing the screenshots. It was, what was it? Cooking, yeah, cooking, right? Which, to be fair, I feel like if anything that we say currently is gonna stay long term, it probably might be W and cooking. In all honesty, so to be fair, I kind of misremembered it. Like I thought it said Riz, and maybe I just didn't get the screenshot for it.
he's dressed like a regular streetwear kid or teenager or whatever, right? It's like you gotta it's I feel like we're not telling the truth here, we're letting our
Emotions, huh? Oh, okay. So like essentially, what I'm talking about, right? Take like whatever. Okay, imagine if he had like Jeffree Star's makeup on, or whatever, right? James Charles Jeffree Star, like somebody who's like in the zeitgeist, currently, but is like doomed to be like. Imagine if they said Hawk Tuah, right? Or a Gangnam Style reference in Pokemon Black and White 2. I think that roughly lines up, like referencing that. What was it? Oh, it was a 3DS Zelda game that had a lot of like very cringe references. Triforce Hero. Let's see, Zelda Triforce Hero meme. Let's see. Did it have no? Maybe if I just had dialogue, if I just wrote dialogue in there, because it was like a Doge reference. I'm trying to find where it says, for those who know, those who know. But in Zelda, yeah, basically like Nintendo Treehouse, they had a really bad era when they translated games, where it was just like, like the memes, and we're talking about like 2014 memes, and obviously in a game such as Zelda, not exactly the best game to shove it in. Let's see, is that it? No, it's not. Oh, there we go. I found it. All right. Are you ready for this? Nintendo of Europe on the right, and that may be and that may be precisely why the ancient ruins I encountered had been left undisturbed for me to explore. And the Nintendo of America, still coming here, has at least afforded me the rare chance to explore these ancient ruins, so ancient, such ruin. And considering this game probably came out like over 10 years ago now at this point. Yeah, that is a Doge reference. And I'm not talking like the like new age Doge. I'm talking about like, the authentic Doge. So and also, why does Nintendo of Europe already has an English translation? Just use that, okay? See people glaze Reggie, which, to be fair, in comparison to like Doug Bowser, I guess it's fair. But just remember, this was his ship. This is what he was doing. But let's get back to it.
Just not like, you know.
Hold up. Chitin Chess says Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has characters say no cap and it's the cringiest dialogue. Bruh. See, like, there's a difference when it's like there's a difference when it's like player input versus like it's the game telling you during the story mode.
Here, because for me, somebody was telling me about like they're like in my comment section now, they're talking about Digimon a lot, and I got a comment in I think one of my videos yesterday. I think Pokemon I was reacting to the
yeah, I honestly I don't like, and it's the same thing with Power World, even though I'd probably argue most Digimon games are probably better than Power World, but like with Digimon, it's not going to scratch the same itch as Pokemon. Like that counts for a lot of them.
Actually get the comments, please. Can you stop? Listen, it was a comment that I had from Central Mason. It was like, I know you're playing Legends ZA for nostalgia, but you gotta admit Pokemon games have been lacking, which is so interesting because I'm probably one of the few people that do speak about that. I get attacked for being a quote unquote sellout or being a what's the word, or not a real Pokemon fan when I'm literally playing these games for pure nostalgia. Do you think Pokemon releases the best quality of games in 2025? No. I think you're blind if you think that, personally. You know what I'm saying? But I can admit that, hey, this is a game that I played as a kid. It's helped me tremendously. You wouldn't be watching me had Pokemon not existed. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, it being a thing that affected me as a child and me being here, it's like I only play these games for nostalgia purposes, but understand that nostalgia comes from when I was a kid. I'm not a kid no more. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not looking at Pokemon like a modern Shin Megami Tensei 5 or something like that. Like, no, it could be as good as a Shin Megami Tensei 5, of course, but my expectations are so low. And to be honest, I'm gonna say this, when it comes to Nintendo products, I get a lot of Nintendo products for free. So it's like, I don't have a lot of emotional investment, which is why I be telling people, hey, you know, if you have
I mean, considering it is literally like, I mean, you know, a lot of people with the issue with Nintendo nowadays, according to a lot of people, is their prices, not necessarily like the quality of their game outside of Pokemon, right? So, like, you know, good for you, get that bag, get your free games and all that, but Nintendo discussion is very laser focused on the price nowadays.
If you feel a certain way,
which I don't think I'm pretty sure later in the video I get into the price.
If you think a certain way, you should vote with your wallet, because as somebody who gets the games for free, it's not my place to sit here and tell you not to buy anything or not to support anything or not to so and so. But I do think that it's weird that if you're somebody who's not in the opportunity to get these games for free, it's weird that you're still supporting these things and still complaining. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, let's keep going.
Part of the appeal is that you're in a new world, a whole different environment. Obviously, Pokemon, you know, they're teenagers or kids in the games that you're playing as. So obviously, it's kind of just like a modern day Japan, but with these monsters. It really seems like, in every sense of the word, that there is no immersion anymore in video games. The moment I hear a term popularized by the internet nowadays, which, to be fair, that probably is every term, considering how much the internet is integrated in our everyday life. But once we start hearing that in my video games, that pulls me right out. I do not want.
I get that it's personal preference, but that's.
I mean, see, like I would prefer if there was a lingo dedicated to the Pokemon region, right? Like the region itself had its own lingo, not like just pulled from real life.
Like, I don't know. I guess for me, it depends on the game. Like if I'm playing Skate or something like that, or like 2K, or like any like modern setting thing, we gotta, you know, it's different. It'd be so different if like Ghost of Yote had W and cooking. You know what I'm saying? Or Sai Bao. That would be. I want you to know, if Ghost of Yote ever used like modern language in like old times, that is when you start like, you know, that's when we start like, okay, y'all doing too much. Y'all are doing.
Yes. Okay. So that's where I guess that's where the line is drawn for him. I have a bit more of a stricter line, you could say. But yeah, I mean, I just don't want that real life baggage in the game, you know, in the dialogue.
Way too much. Y'all are doing way too much. Y'all not doing it. We're not doing that. That's when I understand that. But I do think that, like, I get it. I understand it's like a generalization. I get it. But I think that that's kind of like, that's kind of a weird place to take it, but okay.
Topical references. I don't want any clapbacks dunking on chuds in my game. I don't want to think about the real world when I'm playing about video games. Do these developers...
I don't know how to think about this, because escapism, while I understand the idea of using video games as an outlet, as a form of entertainment to distract you from the world that is outside, I think that the source material of what these games are, for the
source material, are you talking about Pokemon? Are we still talking about Pokemon right now?
Most part is based on real life occurrences and real life stories, whether it be movies, books, video games, music. Like, all these things come from real world things. You wouldn't be able to get art had it not been for the developer, for the creator, for the artiste to make these things and what they've gone through in their lives and what they would like to see, what they would want to see. I think that is very that's a very privileged outlook on things, and I think that's a very weird way to look at it. I think that is a very awkward, because it's like,
I see. Okay, this is pretty good. I feel like, how is it privileged? Like, you know, say let's just say I work at like an oil rig. You know, I'm just like, I just want to play a game and not think about my coworkers, not think about my boss who hates me and yells at me every single day. And you know, obviously an oil rig itself is very physically demanding, right? But like a lot of people just want to kind of check out, right? When they're playing a video game, they do not like and you know, obviously a lot of people are scrolling on their phones nowadays, right? And let's just say like you're inundated with real life stuff happening on your phone, right? Wherever it be. And then, you know, even when you turn on an offline video game, like it seeps in there regardless.
I don't know. I think that is just very weird. I don't know. I think that that's very in big 2025, using escapism as a means of like, as using video games as a means of escapism and not like an active hobby is kind of just like, I don't know. It's kind of I get
what?
it, I understand the play.
What? Well, what? Okay, it's weird for somebody who's played games for like my whole life to just like want to be able to play games.
The world is in a different space. The internet is in a very negative space. It's just a bad time for the world right now. Like, right now is bad. But I do think that whenever like, people love Fullmetal Alchemist, but Fullmetal Alchemist is literally anti-Israel, the anime. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do get the parallel, but he's not like, nobody says like straight up from the river to the sea, right? Right. Like, from the river to the sea, Israel will be free. Like, there is not that direct, like, it is not taking those phrases like verbatim and just inserting it into this fictional world, right? It is not a copy and paste. The world still feels believable as its own thing. Which, and obviously, like most people, seeing the Israel-Palestine allegory, probably just, you know, they're seeing that in hindsight.
People love a lot of anime is anti-government. Like, One Piece is anti-government as hell, and you would never unless you like don't think that deep or you don't care to look into like what these things are inspired off of, you would kind of be like, it's just an anime or whatever. But like, no, these things are inspired off of real world things. They're just made in a way to make it more palatable, more appealing to you to get you engrossed for the sake of entertainment. But if you want to just be a surface level enjoyer, that's fine. But I think that to outright ignore the intent of the
The thing is, right, with One Piece and Fullmetal Alchemist, their worlds are so believable that the suspension of disbelief is not broken, and their dialogue is too, right? But there was this one anime that came out, like, I don't know, probably it might have been 10 years, it might have been more like 8 or 7 years ago. But one of the characters in the English dub just say like, "Oh, you aren't one of those like Gamergate creep shows, right?" Which obviously it's either you have no idea what Gamergate is, therefore like what is she talking about? I get the intent still comes through, or you do know about what Gamergate is, and then it's just like that's just dragging it down, right? There's so much baggage there that was not left at the door when writing that and translating that.
creator and ignore the intent of the so-and-sos is kind of weird. It's very like Asmongoldie, where it's like, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a weird way of looking at things, and I kind of don't understand that thought process. I always said that was weird, especially when it came to like games like Pokemon. It's like, oh, I hate when Pokemon goes woke. When we've been watching characters in Pokemon dress like just very feminine. Like men in Pokemon have been dressing feminine since generation like 1.
Is he talking about like James from Team Rocket? You know, with the inflatable breasts. Like I don't know what he's specifically talking about, but like in terms, if we want to talk about like going woke, right? In Pokemon Go specifically, to be fair, like I know I feel like the women in Scarlet and Violet just seem like insanely muscular for some reason, some of them, but in Pokemon Go, if you remember, this might have been a year or so ago, that there was an update to the game that changed every trainer's models to be different. Like they changed every model, both men and women, and this obviously was connected to this one organization. I forget what the name is, but it is about like inclusivity and like LGBTQ representation in media, right? That was a like studio that Niantic was consulting with, and the thing is, right, nobody liked the trainer models, especially women did not like how they look. And not to mention that this update that changed the trainer models, it also broke a lot of the outfits, and now there are a lot of posts that like are dedicated to showing off how, like, what clothing to put on that will hide your trainer model. Right? They I should probably pull this up just to see, just so you see the comparison, right? Because women saw, like, somebody who chose the female physique, the female form, right? The female form literally got nerfed to where the women trainers in the game do not look like women. Let me see. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, Pokemon Go significantly updates. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and like, not to mention, like, oh, from twistedvoxels.com. So I'm assuming this is gonna have, yeah, okay, this is really zoomed in. Wow. We're just gonna go to the Reddit. Yeah, so as you can see, the left is the old one, the right is the new one, and also it just looks like more dull on the right. Like everything about this is just, the posing is just better on the left. It's like this is a downgrade in every way feasibly possible, unless you are trying to pander to, like, you know, people who are offended by the female form.
And like, I'm seeing people say, "Oh, Pokemon's going woke now because the men can wear the girl hairs and stuff now." But it's like, I don't know, dog. Pokemon's been very woke, very all inclusive for a while now. You know, that's as real world as it's gonna get. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. I get it though. I understand the play. I do. It's just, I think that like in big 2025 escapism, if you're like above the age of like 21, or 25. Escapism, I don't know.
I don't see what point he's trying to make there. Like, oh, you have it's like people is like, oh yeah, my childhood was bad. Like, no, my adulthood is bad. My childhood is good. That's why I want to play a Pokemon game so I can relive through that. Right? That
I don't know. That's a bigger topic for something. It's a bigger topic. We're like 3 minutes into like a 10-minute video. I'm like 24 minutes in. I'm sorry.
Even understand that. Do the localizers understand that, frankly? Because naturally, it seems that every single localizer, once they get their hands on any Japanese property, whether it be video, this was kind of a tangent in all fairness. Games, anime, you call it. They just love to insert memes and their own petty politics into all of these games. And wait, hold on. Okay, this was done by my editor. Okay, Japanese fan translation, and then the localization says something about a dirty. Wait, hold. Yeah, I'm in the way here. It says something about an adult diaper. What? Oh, I'm seeing this all over again.
Now that I can understand. That right there I can get it. Because if it's not the original intent for the work, then why are you changing this? Like, if I'm a Japanese person and I made this to be consumed for this sole purpose, or this is an allegory for this, and I give it to somebody and they take this, what I put out there, and you spin it in a way where it's not what I intended, now it's kind of like you're messing with me. But at the same time, I also think about, why would you approve that as a company? You know what I'm saying? Like why would you approve that? Who's letting these things go? You know, that's what I think about too. Where it's like, okay, where do we get the okay?
Daima is saying it was the prison school. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I remember now. Yeah, so it's prison school where the dub reference Gamergate, right? Like completely out of nowhere
for a lot of this stuff, you know. I don't know.
In the moment, it just completely takes you out. I don't want any references to like Among
these
Us.
fits.
I don't want any references to Gamergate. I don't want this. So now that I've been harping on a single line of dialogue, let's get to the meat and potatoes, the DLC. Now, I did mention this in my previous video, Nintendo is milking you dry, talking about that direct where everything was just completely expensive besides Rosalina's storybook. That was like the most reasonably priced thing out of everything in that direct.
I agree.
Book. I did mention how in that direct, Pokemon announced new DLC that we only really saw 2 new Raichu. Okay, so yeah, this is getting to like the financials of it. Mega Evolutions, and it's a $30 DLC for a game that's already $60, $70 if you get the Switch 2 upgrade. So before we even have the game in our hands, and before we even know what the DLC involves,
wait, I have a question. Because I don't know. Is this? This is it. I have a question, because I definitely did not look into this all the way, or I did, but I forgot about this. Is it a $30 season pass, or is it just a $30 expansion for this one thing? Because Pokemon does this thing where they'll like drop like 2 DLCs, and the DLCs are like $20-$30. And if they keep doing that, and I just don't think paying $110 for a Pokemon game is just optimal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so for real with you, bro. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
All right, I'll look through the eShop right now to see if it's like an expansion and it's gonna come. I'm pretty sure. I know the like, because there's seasons. I do mention this in the video. I'm pretty sure, but there are seasons in this game, in the Pokemon game. So I'm assuming, right, like the DLC is gonna be in waves potentially. Yeah, so I'm seeing the eShop right now. Let's pull this up. The bundle includes the following: Hollow X and Hollow Y apparel items. Okay, so like just a little bonus, and then additional story content. And let's see, publisher notifications. This might be it. If you purchase the Pokemon ZA Mega Dimension DLC physically or digitally by Saturday, February 28th, 2026, you'll get an email code for a luxurious Pokeball set containing literally, what was that, 12 balls in total? You're gonna get 12 balls in total, right? For ordering this DLC. Thank you, thank you. Before February 28th. Thank you, Game Freak. Very cool. So it says, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Wait, does it? Wow. Okay. So do you see the logos up top? It has both the Switch 2 edition and the like normal. Let's see. Whoa, Nintendo has their own like player here. I guess they should do that if this is like the same video coming to Switch. But I don't think Hollow X and Hollow Y apparel items available October 16, 2025. Additional story content coming soon. So yeah, we really don't know many details just yet. It's just we know we get the apparel now essentially, and then the story content comes later.
That's just not even like the idea of that. I don't give a damn how good the Switch 2 works now. It being like 10, 15 years after the fact, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
That the definitive edition of this game is going to cost $100. Mind you, the original X and Y were $40 each on the 3DS. Now, I've already said
with
that
no
much in my
DLC
previous video, but there's one detail that I didn't quite get out of everything. It wasn't really mentioned in the Direct. You had to read the fine print in the DLC page, because it seems like this new Pokemon game is going to have online seasons like it's a competitive Overwatch game, which Pokemon Legends Arceus didn't even have online battling. You're telling me that they went from Pokemon Legends Arceus, like completely gutting everything competitive out of the game, it's a purely single player experience, to this where now it's all online? And even better is that there are seasonal rewards, which obviously involves the Mega Evolutions to the X and Y starters. To this, yeah, I'm just watching my own content right now. It still baffles me how Mega Evolution was introduced and no Gen 6 Pokemon, the generation it was introduced in, got Mega Evolutions until like Diancie. Why did we get Mega Evolutions for the Kanto starters, 2 for Charizard, and nothing for the X and Y starters until now? It's been 12 years since X and Y came out.
That's valid. That's valid. That is valid. That is 100% valid. That right there, one of the greediest things Pokemon has ever done is literally this decision to make these like online exclusive. That is big. That is 1,000% big.
These new Mega Evolutions to the starters you played as in the original X and Y games, you need to have Nintendo Switch Online, which is $20 a year, so like who cares? But also you have to like participate in the like competitive online battling scene. This has to be some legendary manipulation tactics to get people into online lobbies, because I guarantee you the vast majority of the Pokemon player base does not care about competitive battling.
That's true.
I'm willing to bet there's more people shiny hunting nowadays than battling competitive.
That's true.
But since you're dangling the carrots, here's new forms of your favorite Pokemon that you played. Remember Greninja? That's gonna get a lot of people to be in these lobbies, assuming that this trick actually works. Now, there is a place in the industry.
It's going to work. Unfortunately, it is going to work, and I'ma just sit there. I gotta look the other way, chat. Anyway,
The daily login bonuses, the battle passes, all that stuff. But I don't want it in Pokemon. I don't want it in a JRPG. Imagine logging into chess.com for a daily login bonus. I don't know if chess.com has that, and frankly, I'm too scared to look it up and find out. I don't want video games to feel like chores. That's really what it comes down to with the battle passes. You know, I mean, you know, nowadays a lot of those live service games do feel like chores. People really liked battle passes when they first come up in the industry, but now it's just a bunch of grinding, a bunch of chores to get to your cosmetic items. And a lot of those rewards in each tier of the battle pass, a lot of filler, a lot of slop, and you have to actually grind 20 levels just to get something useful.
that's how I felt about Genshin Impact at one point. Like early Genshin Impact, I was like, I'm so good off this.
Please do let me know if there are any games that does the battle pass format correctly. My go-to is to say Fortnite, but frankly, I'm not too sure if they even have it anymore. So I really hope if you're an enjoyer
Now
of those
Fortnite got it.
starters, you better start getting ready to make that competitive grind a reality. Because not only are you gonna have to play, I'll move my avatar or my my guy, just because you know it is kind of the visuals are just kind of oh, you guys were supposed to see that. All right, you know what? We'll just move to the middle, so I'm not like blocking his face cam, his webcam there, even though it's kind of towards the end. Competitively, you're gonna have to do it for a prolonged period of time. We don't even know how long these seasons or these waves even last. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, but essentially expect to have to log in quite a whiles after the game comes out just to be able to get a Mega Greninja. And his design's not even cooler than Ash Greninja. I feel like he's checked out this video already, but they retcon that too because we can't have anything.
Mega Greninja is horrible. Mega Greninja is the worst Mega out of the 3. I'm gonna say.
See, I feel like that's a hotter take than anything I provided, right? Like that's the Mega Greninja is like he's okay, but it's like nothing compared to Ash Greninja.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna stamp that. Mega Greninja is the very worst of the 3. It goes Delphox, Chestnut, Greninja. Greninja is horrible. He's literally just upside down. Ash Greninja looks better than him.
Cool. If anything good came out of X and Y, it was 100% the XYZ anime. If I were to recommend anybody one Pokemon anime, then it would be the XYZ anime because it actually does stand like shoulder to shoulder to many other shonen anime. My go-to nostalgic choice would be the Diamond Pearl anime, but in all fairness, there is a lot of filler. I would say it rivals Naruto, but Naruto also has a crap ton of filler. I'm pretty sure it's like the majority of the series. So
like,
true.
If you weren't necessarily
so true. I say this to somebody who's never watched Naruto.
fan of Pokemon, but you were a fan of anime. That is,
and the filler is probably the reason why.
Series I would choose.
I'm not looking up homework to watch it.
Pokemon XYZ, such a good run, and it would probably be a better use of your time and money than playing Pokemon Legends ZA. If you want some actually good Zygarde content, then the anime got you covered. I genuinely can't believe that Pokemon didn't even release a Pokemon Z back in like 2015, and they just inserted a bunch of Zygarde content into Sun and Moon. You just know they were planning that for a scrap Pokemon.
He's nodding.
I was like,
I feel like this genuinely seems like, oh, I've heard this all before.
Screw it, just shove it.
But you know, he is a Pokemon YouTuber, so he has probably genuinely heard this all before.
Does it even make sense?
Oh.
But that's been my thoughts on Pokemon Legends ZA, and especially that pricing structure and the whole online model, because we just love our games as a service, don't we, folks? Especially when the game in question is a whole AAA price title and it has camera movements so jank you thought like it was the first person to ever rig a 3D computer animation. I can't wait for everybody to gaslight me that the new Pokemon is actually great. Actually, you're just being a hater. And then I hear it from the other side when I make fun of Power World, so I'm pissed. Well, there goes that. I think I agree.
He liked the video.
I do want to see what the comments look like here.
Come on, look at the comments.
I know these probably gonna go to hell like the comments will. I know my comments are gonna be garbage, but all right. W video, leave a like, comment, all that extra good stuff. Go check the original video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll talk to you at the next one.
All right, see, this was I don't know. This was one of the videos of all time. You know, he didn't, it wasn't like it's not like I was being glazed. I wasn't, I feel like there was a little bit of a discussion there. It wasn't bad. Oh, it wasn't bad at all. But yeah, that is my reaction. So, I don't know. All right. One in chat if you think that we should go through the comments. But I do kind of want to see because for those that don't know, there has been a some Nintendo investor thing, and that we get to see, man, everything is exhausting. I don't know, Chaz, I feel like you're kind of trauma dumping on me right now. Yeah, but I don't know. This is, yeah, it's a thing. I think Pokemon needs voice acting. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like every time you see W Arisen in JRPG, that was not in the original text. That's true. Oh wait, wait, hold on. I need to readjust my canvas. Pull this over to the right. There we go. Digimon Time Stranger add on a Pokemon video with the situation is devilishly funny. That was my editor. Okay, wait, hold on. What is that? What 3 weeks ago? Oh no. Wait, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. And also let me go down. Where is it? There we go. There we go. People were actively crapping on Black and White well before the games came out. Keep in mind that this was during the advent of social media platforms getting bigger and people in general starting to do the whole hive mind mentality on opinions. Grand Pokemon became popular right when Game Freak was doing some of their finest work. I genuinely believe that did damage to the overall sales of the games and in turn create a good game in hindsight that people will have adopted over the. I think it really just did come down to this doesn't have the old Pokemon in it and the Garbodor and Vanilluxe. Like, why are there inanimate object Pokemon? I think it really came down to that. I'm not sure if those people would even really buy a new Pokemon game. And what, yeah, and not to mention DS piracy was pretty big towards the end of the DS life cycle. So that's kind of why, um, I would say that's why Pokemon Black and White 2 did not do all that well. Uh, yeah. Oh no, not the internet. Good thing I'm not a zombie. Pokemon sells trash and their fans will buy it. Uh, I don't get what the guy was saying. Modern lingo has always sneaked into Pokemon along with meme and phrases. There was Leet Speak, over 9,000, multiple references to popular culture and so on. It's nothing new. It's been a thing in each generation. There's at least one NPC that referenced something that was popular in real life in that era. Usually something the devs who worked on the game thought was funny, interesting, or well aware of at the time. Heck, there was a side quest event where you get a catchphrase to become popular enough in a fan club in Dewford Town based on what you enter in and later do. That was back in Gen 3, and Pokemon always follow the latest trends. Honestly, complaining about it only makes us look horribly misinformed and out of touch. I'm not seeing side quest event where you get a catchphrase to become popular enough in a fan club in Dewford Town based on what you enter in and later do. I feel like this is not specific enough language. There's no excuse not to add a main VA. I'm glad that you brought. Wait, in Digimon Time Stranger, a Digimon says, "Okay." That was. I blame my editor. I blame my editor for that. Minus 1,000 aura. Well, I mean, or I feel like aura kind of appeals to a more like you could say aura back then, like, you know, Lucario has an aura mechanic, and that's different than. I'm glad you brought the fact that it's still a kids game at the end of the day. People complain if it's a game for adults. Let's see. Of course, the mainline title. Complete the Pokédex regional variants that is made into the national dex. It's mainline. It's arguably my favorite Pokemon game. Uh, Escapism doesn't have an age limit anymore. The world is becoming an unappealing and inaccessible place for people of all ages. It's still not a healthy way to cope. It just sucks that we're forced to escape into another world because we can't go buy a house or go on vacation without maxing out our credit card. Let's see. 17 to like 18 minutes in. I agree with this too. It depends on the game as well. For games like 2K, Madden, I even say the Infamous or Second Son or even Cyberpunk, I can see this more fitting because it's genuinely part of the aesthetic. But for something like Pokemon, more specifically the way they handle the games and have been handling the game's dialogue wise since the beginning, it doesn't fit. Like, imagining if Halo Master Chief is having his normal dialogue and then he gets introduced a new version of Cortana, and when he sees it, he says, "Yeah, yeah, Ohio Rizzler," like, huh? When he speaks about everything else, he's his normal self, but when he's talking to Cortana, he's using Zoomer speak. It just wouldn't make sense. It would be funny at first, but quickly get annoying and take you out of the immersion in serious matter. Let's see. People knew Breath of the Wild issues were because the Switch 1 couldn't handle it, though. They were already emulating on PC, enjoying it ran that way. Oh my, wait a minute. I just scrolled down. Only OGs remember the black and white XY era, where the concept of the end of Pokemon was widespread. I remember being 15 when X and Y release. Do you fully believe the franchise would be quietly canceled / reboot? Okay, that's like schizophrenics on the internet. The brain rot lingo is a crazy way of saying AAVE. That's what they be referring to when they say the moreover when Trunks used no cap. I heard no. Wait, Trunks? Oh, is that referring to I don't think it's a race thing at all. Like W and no, I've heard people of all races say that, right? Uh, I'm being ageist, not racist. But yeah, that I don't know. I'm not signed in. I like the video. This is a good reaction. Good reaction. And this might be the first reaction to my video that I've seen. So thumbs up on that. Thumbs up on that. Uh, yeah. So yeah, yeah. What do you guys all think? W or L vid on my vid? W or L? Uh, Inanimate object Pokemon existed since Gen 1, Magnemite and Voltorb. So true. Yeah, let's yeah, I'm kind of curious in the whole Nintendo, because they had their like financial report, because they're a publicly traded company. I'm assuming Stealth 40K would probably have that on their Twitter. Let's see. There's a whole thread. I remember seeing a whole thread where. Hold on. Actually, I remember. All right. Apologies for the. Okay. So all right, we got one W. We got one W. Yeah. I don't know. Like congratulations being the first video that reacted to my video that I'm reacting to now. Which, to be fair, like it was a complete accident I saw this, because essentially, to go over the story again, I was like kind of scheduling the release of these videos, and I was scheduling the release, and obviously a part of the release schedule is to kind of put in like what videos you want to link to. And so like I want to link some of these to my main channel videos. By the way, subscribe to this second channel here. uh and like I like, since one of them was related to like video games or whatever, so I want to link one of my main channel videos. And it just came up with that, because I'm assuming he linked my video in his video, therefore it showed up too when I put in the link. So that was cool. And also, shout out, like, if you enjoyed that original video that that released by me, it was edited by Dr. Coelho Cafello. So shout out him. But if you like Pokemon, right, and monster catching JRPGs, go check him out. But yeah, who wants to check out some Nintendo financial news, right? Because everybody and their mother was saying, "Oh, Nintendo's doomed. Nintendo's lay doomed. It's too expensive." Let's pull this back over here, and I'm gonna hold up. Follow my social. I might, yeah. I don't know. Should I tweet at him like, "Good video, bro"? I might do that. I don't know. I might. We might have a conversation, a very productive conversation. Screw it. You know what? Let's do it. I'll do it in a new window. Yeah. So yeah, going back into
Today, here's how it works.
not this one. And also that is a Twitter account I probably should not have on the stream. Oh shit, there we go. Okay. Nintendo Switch 2 ship another 4.54 million units, now over 10 million units in 4 months, which I feel like that's pretty huge. Not like I'm not familiar with what the I'm not too familiar with what like the PS5 has been selling, but I think this is definitely better than the Wii U. It's the best second quarter for any Nintendo system, surpassing Wii's 2.65. Oh, that is really good. What was number one? So it was so okay. So the launch quarter is in red, and the second quarter is in blue. So it's the second best, but it's surpassing every system seemingly. Yeah, the second quarter has surpassed every system since the DS, at least from what we can see from this graph. Interesting. Switch hardware by region, and it is most, or not mostly, but the plurality is in the Americas, right? So yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza debuted with nearly 3.5 million units shipped. The biggest launch for the franchise in 15 years. To be fair, when was the last time we had a Donkey Kong game? Yeah, so Donkey Kong Bonanza seems to be selling well. Of course, join the million sellers list. Wait, how many? There's only two. There's only 2 million sellers list on Switch too. That's funny. Nintendo Switch shipped 900k units this quarter, down from 2.62 million last year. I wonder why. DS lifetime sales are less than 10k units away. Ooh, I bet you Sony's gonna magically find some PS2 numbers. Let's see. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe shipped 700k copies this quarter. Man, this game, it keeps selling even with a new one out. Wow. Yeah, this is. Ooh, yeah. How good is Pokemon still selling? Reached. Okay. Up 100. There are still people in the big 2025 buying Pokemon Sword and Shield. That is crazy. Adding it 220. Wait, how many? Okay. Pokemon Sword and Shield has sold nearly 27 million units. Yet Breath of the Wild like only 22 million. Let's see. Pokemon 27. Okay, so Sword and Shield is over 27 million. And I guess that's a better comparison because they came out closer. It's bleed. Pokemon. It like, just isn't. I like, if you like, gun to my head, like, which game would you rather play for the rest of your life? Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom over Pokemon. Dude. Damn, look at that. Look at that graph. Oh wait, hold on. I need to push this back over. Look at that graph. That is so front loaded. What's the Breath of Wild graph look like? Legends, that's a way more even graph. To be fair, it is a launch title. Oh man, that is a stark drop off. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom compared to Breath of the Wild. So let's see. Tears of the Kingdom is red, Breath of the Wild is blue. And yeah, like you can see the line is not going up. Line is not going up. Yeah, okay. Let's see. What is top 10 best-selling Nintendo Switch games? Let's see what the best-selling Switch games are. I'm sure I'm sure Pokemon won't be up there, right? So this is March 2017, and we can already see Breath of the Wild is like number 1. That is loud music right there. Okay, so Mario Odyssey overtook, like, right when it came out. Yeah, it sold big numbers off the gate, and then you can see like Kirby Star Out. The idea of Pokémon Tournament being in the top 10 is so funny. Yeah, okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is outselling Pokémon Tournament. Oh, you can see Mario Kart edging it. And then Pokemon, Smash Bros. Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu. I mean, I think that's probably a solid placing right there. I mean, I'd probably say Splatoon 2 might be better considering, but obviously it's a totally different thing, so it's kind of a hard comparison there. Mario Kart 8. Smash Bros seems to be overtaking Odyssey, and is overtaking Odyssey, and this is Oh, I'm covering up so it's currently September 2019. So we see Mario Maker 2, Zelda Link's Awakening just now entering. And Pokemon Sword and Shield come in and just like completely dominate everything. Dude, that's a 5 million difference already between Let's Go Pikachu and Sword and Shield. Luigi's Mansion 3 being in the top 10 or 1, 2. I'm pretty sure this is top 10. Yeah, this is top 10. April 2020. And we all know where Animal Crossing is going. No way Animal Crossing is number. I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing is staying at number 2. Like a solid number 2, but it's going to be behind Mario Kart. Ooh, it almost is catching up though. Oh, now it's slowing down. You can see it. See the gap widening. But dude, the amount of Super Mario Party, it literally might just be because of it might be because of bundles. I remember Super Mario Party's been bundled quite a bit with Switch consoles. But yeah, dude, a Mario game being in like not even the Mario game not even being a top 5 like mainline Mario game. Crazy. Beaten out by Zelda. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond in top 10. Where this is where it all went wrong. Ooh, does Legends Arceus never get into the top 10? Legends Arceus did not even crack top 10, and then Scarlet and Violet come out, instantly breaks it. Ooh, and you can see Mario Bros. U Deluxe outsold Pikachu. See, I to be fair, Let's Go Pikachu had a lot more games to compete within its series, where like for the longest time, if you wanted a 2D Mario game on your console, you had Mario U or Mario Maker, and they're very different themselves. Tears of the Kingdom. There's Tears of the Kingdom. I think around here we're gonna see Mario Wonder come out. I'm not sure if it's gonna hit top 10. Yeah, dude. It's still climbing. Dude, Mario's up there. Mario Kart's up there. Okay, Tears of the Kingdom outsold Super Mario Party, which justified. This is now June of 2025, so we're getting close. This is kind of going to be what the numbers lie here. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Like, Super Mario Party is like the worst one. That's like the worst one you could get on Switch. Yeah, so yeah, let's see the final totals. Yeah, so Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Smash Bros, Zelda, Mario, then Pokemon. Oh, so Mario did end up overtaking the Pokemon games, but you can see there's 2 Pokemon games in here, and 1 3D Mario, which I mean I guess it's somewhat competing with a 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Best selling Switch game is a Wii U game. Yeah, let's see. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wii U, Breath of the Wild Wii U, Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that's Wii U. So that's 3 of them that are just Wii U games. I mean, some would say Smash Ultimate is like, you know, just lay Smash 4 Definitive Edition, but I like no. It's its own game. It's its own game. But yeah, that's yeah, that is, my voice is currently killing me, so I think I might just call it there. But I hope you all had a good one, and yeah, that was, I don't know, I was kind of thinking of reacting to this on stream because if you remember my indie games video, Deep Nest vs BioWare, Dread vs Disgust, I kind of mentioned how like BioWare was such a bad area in Hollow Knight Silksong. I was curious, like, ooh, what is my opinion gonna be reflected back at me? I'm not alone, right? But honestly, this might be just something I watched in my own time. What? Alex Jones appears out of nowhere. What's going on here?
There's a secret bench, and
Just a reaction video. All right. I hope you all have a good one. And by the way, make sure you all subscribe to the second channel, because that's where a lot of clips are. You can get your daily dose of me. You can obviously, if you're watching this stream right now, you're watching all the way till the end, chances are you really don't need to, but support me, because I would like to get monetized on this channel, because it is coming up. It's coming up soon. But yeah, let me just link this in chat, and then have a good day, everyone. Peace out.